Hey y'all, man, I thought I was gonna try to do it vertical and I wanted to do this horizontally on purpose. But this shit got Flav in the NGR. Um, I actually said I was when I first saw this interview, I said I was gonna talk about it. But then as I said, I'm just gonna wait and see how it courses out. Because really, I don't know whether any of you, and this is not just necessarily in stuff like this. This is in all things that might be presented to you, like whether on your regular television media, through media that's in print, social media, cable news media, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, whatever type of media. All of it should be taken with a grain of salt, because really, in your mind, should always remember that everybody playing. It's all a game, and the endeavor of most conscious and intellectual people, entrepreneurial people, self-aware people, is you may or may not win the game. I don't know if it's even possible to win the game per se, but you want to make sure that you have your best position within the game. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk. Well, I said I was, and I said I wasn't. And then after a while, I said, well, it's too late to talk about it now. You know how in the social media world stuff just goes and goes and goes. But I'm a working person. I'm not, I wouldn't be the one to identify myself as elite or this or that and the third. I could, but those who have to say it, it's like when they back in the 90s, like when and I'm dating myself, but this is like hip hop related or culture related. Back in the 90s, when rappers or whomever used to get on interviews, they say, I'm real. I'm the realest. I'm super real. And I think it was Coolio who said, if you're really real, you don't have to tell me, you don't have to convince, you don't have to say it. What's understood doesn't have to be spoken on. I had the pleasure, I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Loon. When I knew this, when I heard Loon the first time, somebody spoke about Loon. I thought they were talking about the rapper. He was down with Diddy, whatever. Went to prison, came out, Muslim, woo woo. But that's aside from the point. It's just. But I guess everybody, because like I said, I'm called Flav. But I identify myself by the moniker of Flav, Flavinus Niger, Mr. Nigga. And this reason, I could trace reasons behind that, but Mr. Loon. But I had an opportunity to meet him. Me and some of the guys, we were down there with Mr. Charleston. Mr. Charleston had a show at the Zanies. Well, yeah, it was the Zanies in Nashville. And I sat in with the interview. It was the interview previous to this one, to the most recent one. And I got to say clearly, even just from when I watched the first interview, not the first interview, the recent interview, and this reaction, his now reaction to that recent interview, the energy I got was markedly different. It was, I won't brush it off as merely being an interview, because y'all had already had an interview, because you say it's his third time being up here. It was more of a discussion, a question. Now a debate. When you say debate, you kind of reaching when you try to put it in a debate. It might be an exchange of ideas or questioning of certain thought processes or points, but I really don't know too many instances where the man actually, Mr. Charleston White, actually debates anybody. I think I can quote him and say he said he don't debate now, some bitch. But I digress. It kind of threw me off with this interview, man. I lived in Nashville from 89 to like 2009. I went to Fisk University. I was a, the book. I'm play a few little roles. I'm able to fit in a few little many social situations because I've done many things as I've lived. I was the student. I was, I sold my little weeds and things of that nature, did my little scams and stuff like that. Brush shoulders with some pretty, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, nefarious characters and individuals in my time in Nashville, Tennessee. Probably before your time. I still have connections to some, I don't push them, but I don't, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if your name, other than this interview shit, I really don't know, because you say that there's things and you come from money and this, that, and the third. When you say you come from money, unless you are related to someone who is financially affluent, or you might say, how you niggas try to play the Jay-Z game, like they wash they dope money clean, the dirty money clean. I don't know. I don't know either way. I don't know if you came from money or whether you came from street money, whether you developed in the game on the street money. But I'm just here to react on the video. Well, now more than that, I'm really trying to get a better understanding. The first two interviews. Now, the first one, if I remember correctly, okay, yeah, it was a few little clashes in the name of understanding. But you say you played this more recent interview. The most recent interview, you said it was out of order or something like that. It didn't go this way. Or you saw this part first and this, that. In all parts. In all parts, it seemed as if it wasn't the same because you did come to the comedy show. I'm pretty quiet in these rooms. When I'm in these rooms with Mr. Charlie, because I recognize the position that I'm in. I'm not the star of the show. I'm merely here to what's the best word I could say to not to deify, but I'm just here to touch the hem of the garment, my nigga. So it threw me. But without further ado, man, let me play some of this here, man, so y'all can hear it. And I'm gonna stop here and there.
In the culture, right? Even when you see me do something real, you don't hear a lot of applause. But what happens is we've now witnessed a shift in culture. It ain't that people don't understand what being real is, or they don't understand the real quote unquote real perspective. What happens is people now understand it's just cheaper to be I should have known, because see, I've seen in this culture where they have no regard and they give rewards. I've seen bodies drop. And it's going to interview the alleged responsible party. Little to no backlash.
Let me say this quickly. When people say the culture, it automatically tells me, because the culture, when we talk about the culture, it's kind of like, at this point, a method of introducing groupthink, where everybody got to think the same and be the same and this, that, and the third, because culture by basic definition is whatever a particular group of people are doing at a particular time. Is what you're doing. Okay, black people rap. So, rapping is part of the black culture, the culture. I guess niggas do interviews. It's part of the culture. Then you talk about, if I've interviewed people they know people with their bodies dropped and they interviewed. I mean, I guess killing part of the culture, killing and glorifying the killer part of the culture, because you said there's no backlash. What do you give backlash to? If you see, witness the things that, and I guess you didn't get a backlash either. What are some of the things that you have enough conviction to give a response to backlash to?
Little to no backlash. And salute to them. Do what you do.
Salute to them.
I keep telling you, push whatever they accept. I'm just setting the
go out there,
standard.
whatever they take.
I'm just setting the gold standard. Not that we can't have conversations, but let's have real conversations. I've always stood on that. If I want to get into a concert, that's what I was trying to tell Aiden Ross. Listen, Aiden, you don't need academic. That shit academics got y'all knowing, man. That shit is like a general admission ticket, man. Like, why y'all like crowded around academics and they taking y'all, man? That shit is a general admission ticket. He ain't.
And I know earlier today, academics gave academics is Mr. Charles's nigga, just like I'm Mr. Charles's nigga, just like you say you Mr. Charles nigga. In academics, I really am, because in a way he kind of like pulled you up into his light. Even no matter how well or unwell you regard it, I didn't expect academics to respond to that video in such a manner. But then again, it's like at this, I'm looking at this here now. I'm gonna tell you something about. And Mr. Charleston may have the ability to introduce his po nigga cousins to Aiden Ross, but you're affluent. You're like I said. I'm just a po nigga trying to make his way in the world. You say you're affluent, and I guess in some manner, some form, you might say that you're elite. You pronounce that you're elite. Aiden Ross is an elite Jewish male man. And you, to Aiden Ross, are, I guess in your mind, what you might see me as I'm talking to you. I'm this broke nigga talking to me, trying to advise me on what I should do with the niggas I choose to pick.
Kicking up no hell of a thing, man. Y'all can't even go backstage. You damn near got beat by Dave Free. You knee deep in beef with TDE because you defending Drake, and you got the nerve to say because I didn't want to have a conversation about Thug while Charleston is in character mode that I'm biased. You're post music with fire emojis because somebody gave you $2,000. You use your entire platform to lie to the people.
All right, let's get past this.
You don't even know the music. You don't even think.
Oh, should I skip the motherfucker? Needed to make cash. But you hear all that? He got a whole lot of energy for old Aki man. With academics.
You know, we got to a spot in the culture, right? Even when you see me do something real in this culture where they have no regard and they give rewards. I've seen bodies drop. And it's going
Martin Luther King.
The alleged responsible, not that we can't have conversations, but let's have real conversations. I've always stood on that. If I want to get into a car, and still I was there. I bear witness to the game. Uno not dos. You must never ever have some respect.
Okay, now we start an interview. We're starting this response to the.
I want to welcome everybody to another episode of It's Up There podcast, the itinerary for the culture. I go by Big Loon, Uno not dos. You must never, ever, ever see the game up close. Right now, if you listening, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit share. Let somebody know I was there. I bear witness to the game. Right now, we got a lot to talk about. I know I'm on the heels of a very heated interview that just dropped with Charleston White. I want to respond to some of the naysayers. I want to present some of the thought process that I have and had at that moment. And we want to react to some of the clips. The content is content, and people are looking at it and they have their opinions.
What is going on, man? Now I'm trying to do some stuff, don't want to act right. I wanted to have this thing on the screen so y'all could see the image of him and not be looking me in my face all day. But I got 3 YouTubes open. I got the YouTube on this other phone that I'm watching the shit on. As a matter of fact, let me put that on Do Not Disturb because nobody be calling me at 6 a.m. And I got the YouTube in which I'm recording myself on. Maybe, but the thing about this on the TV, I can't do. I'm gonna try, but the TV ain't as loud. Okay, I don't know why my shit keeps stopping. Maybe I know what I need to do. I need to stop the YouTube on the TV. I hate that. Fucking turn it off. Turn it back on me. Now let's see if this thing gonna play right, y'all. My apologies for any interruptions. I'm about to get mad too because I had this shit. I was getting into it. This don't make no sense, y'all. Yeah, just turn my phone shit off. Leave my regular Wi-Fi on. Okay, because this is bullshit. Let me turn the TV back on. Let me see if it'll go this way. So yeah, man, I went down there to Nashville and met dude down in Nashville. He wasn't nothing, it was just on the strength of me being there to see Mr. Charles, and I happened to meet him. It's not like I was, trying to make a connection with the nigga, nothing like that. But we had the luxury of being able to sit in with his interview with Charleston. So let me see if this will get together, and then I guess I just turn my little speaker off. I had everything set, folks. Y'all hang tight. We got it.
Power off.
But this TV speaker don't really be popping like that though. Now this man, this man be having some Cadillacs, he got heavy commercials. Some of them commercials you can't skip. This one I can.
As pertains to their return to the show. I brought him back because I had heard some.
Hope y'all can hear this. Let me go back.
I felt like me.
It's starting now. It's
starting. We spoke for about 45 minutes.
We get it started now. All right, come on.
Looking at it and they have their opinions.
I'm blind man shuffling my way through this reaction shit. Y'all hang tight. Okay, now we where we need to be. At the beginning.
Music with 5 emojis because somebody gave you $2,000. You use your entire platform to lie to the people. You don't even know the music. You don't even think it's fire, but you will post this fire because you've been paid. I came in with money. You made yours amongst these people begging, barring, and stealing. Have some respect.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You heard what he said right there, right? He said, I came in with money. I'm not fooling the people. Man, when and it's gonna get to the part where we talk about the Young Thug, it's like, well, shoot, man. If that's the case, then why not have a discussion about Young Thug? Why is it somehow, now Young Thug is a public figure, a celebrity. We're not talking about Jeffrey, because you did not never say Jeffrey. You said Young Thug. We ain't gonna talk about Thug. Let's talk about the victims. What victims? Nigga, what you mean, what victims? And pick a victim. Y'all you want to talk about Thug? Well, you could even just say Lil Wayne. Everybody know about Lil Wayne and how the tour bus got shot up. Are you somehow you're no snitching? What illegal deals you done got going on with some of these celebrities? You don't want to talk about what is pretty much common knowledge. If you want to defend it, really not as a journalist, you're not being a journalist. If you're standing in the paint of things that are the topic of subjects, don't make it about the character. Even if the character answer a question just as truthful as Charleston White himself will answer a question.
I want to welcome everybody to another episode of this Up There podcast, the itinerary for the culture. I go by Big Loon, Uno Not Dos. You must never, ever, ever see the game up close. Right now, if you listening, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit share. Let somebody know I was there. I bear witness to the game. Right now, we got a lot to talk about. I know I'm on the heels of a very...
I hope y'all can hear that. Somebody thumbs up or say something y'all can't hear. Y'all can hear.
I want to respond to some of the naysayers. I want to present some of the thought process that I have and had at that moment. And we want to react to some of the clips. The content is content, and people are looking at it and they have their opinions. You know, when you a big dog, man, this shit is unfazed, man. You dig? A lot of people tag me and send me things, and I let them know, man, like, when I say I'm elite, I mean that. I'm gonna address a couple of people that's in the comment section too, because you know there's a lot of people that's trolling, but then there's a lot of people that really got hateful spirits and they're haters and they got hateful hearts, right? And just because you don't know that it's snowing in Antarctica, don't mean that it ain't snowing in Antarctica. You understand me? So hey, man,
Hey fam, some of that stuff was unnecessary. Honestly, I guess it's part of your character, but just cause this knowing and nigga, what the fuck you mean? The content is content, though. The next, you're a pretty self-aggrandizing fella, Mr. Loon. You seem, I don't want to say how some people take being called humble as disrespect. You seem pretty humble. Seem pretty, laid back and a man a few words and modest. You don't say humble. We say you seem pretty like a pretty modest stand-up type of guy. When I was around you.
You really stacking this shit up on this side, man. We really getting to
it. Get chicken, my nigga. When I speak fuck integrity. Fuck talking about food.
Resume. When I speak
fuck them victims.
When I speak these kind of things, you understand me? I believe people need to just take a back seat and let me do what it is I do.
Because I'm the man, I'm the coach.
I'm camera for a reason. I'm the CEO for a reason. I run the company for a reason. I'm at the forefront for a reason. I make the decisions for a reason. I'm a die on my sword. This is just how I was born.
Say, black man, who you trying to convince, fam? Black man, who you trying to convince all this? Man, you ain't got to, why we got to be reinforced about this stuff? This is what I saw during the interview. I was like, man, what's going on, my nigga? If you call Charleston White, whether or not you want, I know you paid the nigga. Nigga ain't coming for free. Whether or not, however you feel about yourself or however you feel about the response that Charleston White get, however you feel, whether or not you believe or not believe Charleston is in character or playing character when talking about what you consider serious things, it's not about you. You the host, my nigga. You are the conduit to pull out the information. You're a journalist. You say journalist. You're an editorialist. Or you Bob, but you might say you're both because you're doing a whole lot of editorializing, and even as you talk to the nigga, and let it rock because I don't want to have you on here, even though this shit is a minute, $1:45, an hour 45 minutes.
I will not be misunderstood though because I've been granted an opportunity to build a platform big enough to be able to establish my side of the things that I want to convey to the public. So we're going to do a little bit of that today.
Where my weed at?
People watching this on YouTube, come to patreon.com. It's up there podcast. Behind that paywall is where you will get extra content, be involved with my community. The start of 2026, we're going to spend a lot more time now.
Hold up. No, maybe you mean internet community, because when you said community, I thought you meant like actual community outside. Okay, never mind.
Salute to everybody behind that paywall on Patreon. I really got love for y'all because I know y'all want to see me win. Y'all want to see the business go to the next level, and I owe y'all a different experience when y'all interact with the Godfather.
Y'all got to pay to talk to the Godfather through Patreon.
Heading into 2026, make sure that you come to patreon.com. You also see the remaining parts of the Charleston White interaction.
I'm still going to get this chicken off Charleston.
We spoke for about 45 minutes to an hour. Kind of had a little bit of back and forth. And then you see part one go live on YouTube. That's why you don't see us really coming to the interview introducing Charleston White is because we were already speaking. Some of that stuff I kept off the camera. Some of it is just available on Patreon.
Charleston White don't do too well with that back and forth. Yeah. All this other shit on Patreon, man. So Mr. Loon, don't strike my channel Because you see you getting your advertisements off over here.
About
I ain't getting no money, no goddamn way.
I was kind of taken back. I was wondering, like, what happened with you and them? Like, I don't like how that played out. And so we kind of...
Me neither. I don't.
Explain his side of it.
And that's my nigga.
And that's available on Patreon. There's so much to talk about, man. I invited Charleston White back on It's Up There podcast that quickly because, you know, usually we space the guests out as it pertains to their return to the show. I brought him back because I had heard some rhetoric that he was spewing that I felt like me and Charleston would have a great conversation if we was in front of each other and spoke about it. Some of the subject matter.
I want y'all to acknowledge that when he says rhetoric, that's to be dismissive.
That I heard him referencing was his language as it pertained to NBA YoungBoy fans and how they're retarded because they listen to a certain music and how he was able to categorize them. And I thought
it hurt his feelings because Charleston called kids, well, not even kids, people that attended an adult concert, because it's adult themes in the young NBA YoungBoy concert. He called them, referred to them as retarded, as you know, as in somewhat restrained in their developmental ability. That's the definition, since, you know, we are intellectuals, right? You know.
Some of that messaging deserved a credible pushback and a credible conversation. And so I brought him in to have those conversations. If you notice, when we got to the part that kind of blew the conversation up, he kind of just rolled into the Young Thug thing. And we'll get to why I didn't want to have that conversation at the time. But let's have a conversation first about Loon bringing him in. I shared the opinion, and you will see in some of these clips that, yo, rhetoric is dangerous, right? And so for me, I've been knowing Charleston 4 or 5 years, so I know the man and I know the character. I know what mold he can get in. I usually get the man. This time, I guess because I was pushing back some, he brought the character out. It's an important conversation for me to have.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be careful about the things that we conjure up in our minds. And, you know, the things that come from internally, you know, maybe in response to something that you may feel or experience, and you come up with these synopsises or editorials or testimonials that you present to the rest of the world as if you are somehow unawares, or, you know, you just don't know what happened. I don't understand why the response I fell victim to occurred, you know. So therefore you have to present your story in a way that you look as merely as if someone it happened to, not someone who facilitated in the happenstance in which occurred. But I digress.
I think in 2026, I want to bring some of these conversations closer to each other. Some of these ideas that don't align with one another, I want to bring them closer to each other. Granted, we're not going to be able to have blow-ups like that because, again, we're a professional platform and in a position to do things that nobody is able to do. And so I want to protect the integrity of the brand, the product, the show, but I also want to have some of those uncomfortable conversations. And so at times,
I'm not saying well, once upon a time I was street-ish. My pappy, that was a real street nigga. When you talk about credibility and all that good shit, my nigga, as far as a nigga, I'm just gonna even go fuck all that street and all the other superficial shit. As a nigga, man, no. Yeah, no, nigga, no.
We'll get into these gray areas where, yo, we have to build this thing out. If I say, hold on, that don't make sense, and you say, well, it does make sense because X, Y, and Z. And if you think about it this way, you tie this in, and the studies are there. And if you make it make sense, I have to accept new information. And I think we've been so gun-ho on whatever we got going on in our brain, we stick to it. Charleston White came on this Up There podcast. He let me know for about 15, 20 minutes that he was in character mode, and then we rolled into the Young Thug conversation. I'm looking forward to getting into the NBA.
Now, we done seen Charleston do several interviews about this fucking topic right here, man. He said he show up. He show up for the booking. They book him and he show up. What you receive from him, whether it be Charleston White the man or Charleston White the carrot, chicken shit Charlie, White, Rat Williams, whomever, it's reflective in the way that you present your questions. If you want an intellectual man, an intellectual person, a person that's ready to talk about subjects unfettered, in an unbiased fashion, other than the way that subject thinks, believes, or feels about that subject. It's unbiased. We not holding any, we not coddling any wolves in the hen house. You know, we're not gonna protect the wolf in the hen house. While we trying to find out why the chicken's getting ate.
More stuff, why he was there. As we get into it, and I think this is important for me to establish as well for people who don't understand. You have different kind of content being created. I do a podcast that's conversation based.
Bullshit nigga talk, man. Come on. Oh man, that's all that man, all that man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know how stand-up niggas do it, man. We all this beating around the bush with it. What's that for?
Process in a moment and show you how we got to what we got as it pertains to this particular situation with Charleston White. We had already been talking for maybe an hour at this point. The conversation had evolved from a couple different things. I had already set the page and let him know, I'm gonna push back a little bit. But I want you guys to pay attention to where it got heated. And I'm gonna just tell you my thought process, and then we'll get into some of the naysayers.
Now he admits right here that he was dishonest in the presentation of the interview. Yeah, when y'all saw this, it was this, and this. Now this, and this. This is really how it happened. This.
Address some of the commenters, some of the comment folks who maybe don't understand where they are and why I'm here. You just a ball of misunderstanding.
Oh,
but
wow.
Before we get there,
it's not me, it's you.
Into this young thug conversation and why I decided that we weren't going to have that conversation today.
I decided.
Pay attention. Charleston White in the building. Listen, man. We having one of them conversations today. I think is long away. This will make this a great interview. He can come back to the middle. Yes.
Ain't that sweet? That nigga picked this. You bring this to Charles and stuff. This what make nigga. I play on everybody in my goddamn face. He ain't said that. He been saying that the whole motherfucking time. I play on any motherfucker in my face. There's no bias behind that. I won't tell shit. The nigga played though. And when you say you take it in the way that you trick, nigga, you hold on, let me turn it around. It's like, nigga, you got me, nigga. Yeah, you got me. You won't even take that. You taking it too personal. You took it too personal. I can't smoke. You took it real. Brother, man, this not the person I saw when in Nashville, brother. Now I understand that, Nashville is one of Charleston's biggest demographics. Now, it really kind of threw me when you said you don't listen to Pistol Gordon. Now, I guess since Pistol Gordon more along my generation, because like I arrived in Nashville, Tennessee in 1989. The NWA era and all this shit, when you stopped being so much about the conscious rap, more about everybody wanted to see how tough they were. Nashville in my era was nowhere near a gang town, nothing like that. So when you say young slug to slime or whomever, that wasn't even part. It was money. It was trying to get it was get money, but it was so much. It wasn't necessarily about colors. It was about out north. Out east, out south, it was areas. It wasn't necessarily groups, if that's my understanding. But so I just really when I listen to you and I look and I observe because you got two eyes and two ears and one mouth for a reason. Ain't that what they say? So I'm just listening and observing. I don't have no like I'm just a bystander, you know. A wit, nah, I ain't gonna go because I know how y'all get nervous over that. Cause when you ain't a criminal, got no goddamn boy, you know that when they talk how that snitch shit or this, that, and the third, you know how free you feel. And it's almost like you feel like you was the biggest clown back then. When you see when the niggas that talk all that snitch talking and the tough talk and shit like that, how they respond and react when they're placed in situations that would have to require them to be battle tested and understand and be and deal with the pressure that's being applied to them. Hey man, I just like I said, I'm this is just my reaction to what you put out here, bro. I'm just a struggling YouTuber, man, and it's not that I got a job. I recognize what my position is at this time. So hey, you know, let's continue with the show.
That will make you good. Yes. Doing what Dr. Umar, you done, yeah. Yes. Come back to the. That's why I want to have one of those today. I want us to get there because I think the people need some clarification on some things, and I think you were one of the great speakers we have in the culture. I've always said that, and so I think that's what's offensive to me to say playing on me is because I'm an elite. You know my catalog though. But listen to what I'm saying. Taking offense. No, ain't no offense. I'm clarifying too. No, I'm a scholar.
I'm a scholar.
I'm an elite, so I'm playing that one. So all I'm saying is for me to be someone that don't reach. Come watch me work with children, and you'll get the real me. Come watch me amongst kids, and you'll get the real me. Oh, no camera, no. Yeah, we need to do that. The real talk. Matter of fact, we need to put something together for right here. I'm feeling some families now. I got one in a couple days. I got HBCU, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So I got HBCU out there. I got a high school, and then I think a little league football organization. So I'm gonna do all that like 2-day time span this week. So now I'm gonna do the real me, homie. I can't bring to the world because they don't know the pain of our children. If I brought the real me, there's no way I can sit on these podcasts and have dialogue because I'm gonna take everything back to the lyrical content of hip hop. I'm gonna take everything back to High's Young Thug and all these people still.
Now, bro, I want to stop it right here. Now, you say you can't bring that on here. The reason why he can say shit like why he can make these type of statements is because of now like when he really started, but it was already 10, 12 years of documenting community advocacy, community service, community leadership. Loon, have you ever had to go around and try to figure out how to bury a dead child that died because he was defending other smaller children in the name of gang? Have you ever had been not just like maybe wearing a t-shirt or maybe going to the service, pouring out a little liquor. Have you ever had to be constructively involved in trying to figure out how to bury a kid that the kid that you've been mentoring under, kid you see every day in your community or your village? Y'all niggas talk this shit on here. Y'all niggas get on here, boy. Y'all get on here and talk this rapper rap shit. And talk about all these codes and things and that when you ain't got nothing, nowhere evidence of doing nothing. I fed 54 families. Okay, when you said I fed, my nigga, you can now. I don't, because you don't give any details on how you did this. I could go to the grocery store and see a jar and it say donate to sickle cell, woo, woo, woo. And I put $1 in there. I can say I helped try to cure sickle cell. Are you telling us, okay, you just went to the bank and grabbed enough money to feed 54 families, and you just picked 54 random families and you fed them in the name of Loon? This nigga shit is documented, my friend. So when he says that, I can't talk about this shit here because without getting to the lyrical content, kids die behind this shit, nigga. Don't talk about thug. Nigga, wait a minute. Are you a interviewer? Are you a journalist? Are you an elite nigga journalist? Or are you part of the problem? You had money when you came in here. When you don't talk about iHeart, what they mean by iHeart. The iHeart mean you own, my nigga. The same niggas that pay Young Thug and them pay you, nigga. That nigga got his own. When he told you, I got my own money. We watched them make it, nigga. We watched where from the point where that nigga was down there and stopped 6 Fort Worth, scrambling around on feet. Getting it. Where the money? That's with my own money, nigga. Selling barbecue blue and grill flame OG Sane down there, man. Had them, nigga. Y'all going there with these sensational topics. That's cause what the fuck y'all want to talk about. Y'all don't want to talk about, because you all know that's in this entertainment whorehouse of a world of a culture in which we have. Don't nobody want to hear about nobody helping no poor niggas. Let's talk about the niggas killing the niggas. Let's talk about the dysfunctional relationships between these niggas. Let's talk about the value system of these niggas. It's the culture of these niggas. With my black face and white gloves waving. I'm not doing, because it's too structured, and I've already been on here for a considerable amount of time. I'm not going to go over an hour. During the course of this interview, really, I don't understand when you know that there's, and it's the same thing, and I can understand, Banks. I can understand Banks not wanting to have that conversation because Banks would have to, about Young Thug, because Banks would have to see his fellow Atlanteans on a consistent basis. But you're in Nashville, you're in the industry, but it's not even the words that's coming out of your mouth. All you got to do is be a journalist, my nigga. All you got to do is be a journalist. Tom Brokaw, Walter Cronkite. All you got to do is play the nigga to ask the questions. We don't need your input because it's not about you. Godfather. I don't, maybe that's what it was. See, because like I said, Mr. Charles I was starting to say when I was starting talking about pistol, Charleston White has a large demographic audience in Nashville, Tennessee now, which is ironic. I spent at least 20 years in Nashville, Tennessee, but I didn't hear about Charleston White till I got to Chicago. But that, of course, Charleston White emerged considerably later. I got to Chicago in 2000, but it's not about me. See how easy that could happen. I almost made it about me, and it's about you, sir. Did you pay? Okay, and one thing you paid for a debate, man. I don't know. I don't think that the understanding was that you were paying for the debate. When I was in Nashville, I saw people loving on that nigga, man. We was out north. The man purposely and willfully and intentionally goes to some of the most dangerous areas in certain cities. If that's reasonably logical to some degree. If you ever could make that 100% reasonably logical, but ain't nobody gonna just make a nigga go and walk a nigga to a kamikaze. Or I don't believe he gonna walk himself into a kamikaze. What kamikaze meaning self-deleting, since you can't say the real words on here. Yeah, I don't think he would do that. just for the fact that he was I'm pretty sure he probably came with no more than 2-3 people, if anybody, when he came to talk to you. And didn't hold his tongue and now bit or any instance when he was addressing you and the things that you all were talking about. And in order, because like you said, I know what was the character of the man and that. When the man started becoming offended, the man stood up. And in order to maintain his dignity and respectability as a man and not bicker like a teenage boy, I mean, that's part of the character. I understand. Do you want the man or do you want the character? Do you want me to talk or do you want to keep interrupting? Do you want to just have a tit for tat? You baby mama that nigga, man. Just keep it a buck. You baby mama, nigga. The nigga trying to tell you what you need to know, trying to put that ism in you so you can get a better understanding of what you need to do in order to get the best possible results. But instead, you got to prove what you is, as opposed to hearing about what we know that he is, the reason that you actually interviewed him 3 times. You can't down talk a nigga and wish that you paid for his company 3 times, man. And he all did. Clear you make you. I would hope that you would pay for, I support my guy though. So you hope we can invest your money in things you're not getting a refund of a monetary benefit out. But sometimes the monetary benefit is not what's important. What's important is the culture. We're not gonna talk about Young Thug cost the culture. We're not gonna talk about the victims cost the culture. Man, I was told, fam. And I said I was gonna give a few days because I said I'm not gonna just because with the dude I saw in person, because when everybody getting played on, I'm playing on y'all some kind of way. I ain't thought I figured out how exactly, but I'm just here to really express my reaction to this interview because I wasn't gonna talk about it. I thought it had died down, but then lo and behold, academics had said something today, and then Loon come out and say something. And then what he come out and say is, y'all niggas be in positions. Y'all, and it be some of the same folks that holler at God shit, that religious, that spiritual, or really even not even just that. We keep it on what it is, on the worldly shit. Talking about I'm getting money, I'm smart, I'm getting money, I'm up with this upper class, this upper tier. But your actions. Your actions, they betray the words you say in description of yourself. Maybe it is a play. Maybe your reaction to everybody's reaction is a play, cause you get spins off of this shit cause the content is content. Man, I swear, brother. It's all, you got all types of means and channels, ways to get money. I came in the game for money. Charleston White effect is a motherfucker, man. It's quality game. GAME, getting in money every day, guidance above my emotions. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished, nigga shit. I understand that you had a Facebook because I was trying to tag you in your interview that you posted with the second interview you had with Charleston on Facebook, because you get a whole lot of traction because he has his groups on Facebook are some of the largest groups on Facebook as far as somebody of nigga qualifications. So once I share your interviews and things in these channels and places on Facebook, and I tag your name, and if somebody's following you, they gonna see that you was tagged here and here and here, and try to figure out what's going on in that conversation. That's me. Once again, I'm making it about what I do about myself. That's just basically how I distribute content that's applicable or beneficial to the promotion and the edification, or no, not the edification, but the propagation, since we like to talk about propaganda and rhetoric. You know, I'm like like at least back in the 90s when niggas had labels and shit. You know, they had a street team when they give niggas posters and singles, CDs, and you know, go around and put stickers, bumper stickers, go around handing that shit out because you promoting a person, an idea, a cause. You taking it to the street and bringing it out. You couldn't just put it. It wasn't like you could just make a post and sponsor it and make it go viral like that. No, you had to go out there and you know let people see you. Let people see you, and you had to convince them. Say, yeah, you need to check this nigga out. Woo, woo, woo. But that may be before your time, brother. All I can say, I ain't had time to really go into all that whole shit because I just really saw. I really need to finish watching this shit if I can sit through it all. You're going to spend a lot of time talking about academics, I know, because academics is a good, but in my mind, brother, if you had to do this because you had a bad reaction to the people in Nashville, for some of the peons in my mind, the way they may have reacted to you talking to him, and you know, don't be, you know, DJU handled it very classy. DJU from Chicago, I know them niggas pressed the fuck out that nigga. When he came back to Chicago when he interviewed Charleston White after all the shit he had said about you know, the organism, the gangs and the legend, the criminality up here, and the names and principles involved, and so that's when DJU came to Charleston's backyard. You know, that's where the braveness fucking nigga. Okay, these niggas press me by woo. I need to come down here and ask you some additional questions, Charleston White. Then they went to motherfucking Fort Worth, Texas, linked over, spent some days with Charleston White, talked to Charleston White people. Then during the interview, I think it was the final part of the interview, that's when Charleston stood up and pulled the pistol out. Now, somebody who knows better, who understands the game, you know, who actually got out the way when the game was being put down. You know, Charleston White wasn't pulling no gun and aggression on no interviewer DJU. The man who feeds children, the man who feeds and clothes children, provides resources, has written laws for the beneficial for children, not written, contributed to the passage of laws that benefit children on a federal level. Still, even though, you know, he'll say that I ain't got time, I'm a celebrity, and I ain't got time to mess with little kids, quietly and still, the nigga still does real community work, and it's documented, not necessarily for promotion. Need to do something. Niggas always ready to do something for the community when somebody else is in their face that had actually done something for the community. And I guess it's good for an episode. Once the episode over, nigga, you know you about to do a goddamn thing. I don't even know why you even went front. I was surprised, Mr. Loon. I guess I wouldn't. Now maybe about say about. If I go 15 to account for the 25, maybe about 15 years ago, I might be able to trace, if you didn't live in Nashville your life, I might be able to trace your resume. Not that it would be necessarily something that would be of great value to me, but I mean, it would give me a better understanding of who you are and why you speak in the way in which you do. About who you speak to and about. In which the way you do. You know, I didn't see many comment, and many folks been to you said I didn't understand why I only talked about damn, man, fuck that nigga, man. Danza know what Mr. Charleston did for the Danza Project. You know, to stop you, don't keep dropping that nigga name in his interviews. He doing much more other things in the future than to focus on the things that he's done in the past and who he's done them with. Who is this nigga, Mr. Nigga, think he's talking about that man? I can't talk about that man, dude. That's my nigga, man. And I Just due to the fact I see the type of business and the accomplishments and the goals that Mr. Charles has reached, I would be gladly say, well, what do you have to say about my business? And he may be very, he may come in that character and slice me, you know, what they say, give me how you say you call it, give a nigga a stern tongue lashing. You know, when he talks some the time he talk about Saturday morning cleanup, nigga, I'll be sitting there just laying on the couch with a blunt in my motherfucking hand. The whole motherfucking house need to be clean, but I'm a bachelor, so I live a bachelor's life. Loon, Mr. Loon, Looney, and I know it can't be Loon. I know a Loon nigga. I went to school with a nigga named Loon. He changed his life. He used to be he was a GD, and he went to private. They somehow they did outreach for in the communities, into the struggling communities, and picked some smart niggas from them communities. And my nigga Looney, from Robert Taylor Homes, outside Chicago. I think it was Robert Taylor Home. I don't know how am I on this, but yeah, he came down to Fisk University with me. It was a whole lot of niggas from dangerous neighborhoods mixed in with them rich bourgeois Negroes children. Well, we had a blast, you know, smoking, drinking, doing college nigga drugs. But Loon, yeah, man, I don't get it. We'll see how it play out. But I digress. 2 palms up to receive all blessings. I done seen many niggas come, many go. Shout out to that nigga Twin and the little gopher nigga, the nigga that go and ask for $3,000 on the back end. Be White. You know, shout out to you know, she ain't did nothing to me, to the Dr. O's of this world. I mean, it's all kind of people. There's many people that I question, you know, damn the positions that you all were in. And it's the choices in which you make, in which you just rather just cast those opportunities aside, are beyond me. Nigga nation or nothing. Peace and love. Fuck YouTube, because I know y'all, man, I don't get it, man. I need some reactions. This 0 to 1 shit, man. I know I'm talking. At least if I have some reactions, some comments and shit, YouTube, I'm talking to you, YouTube, directly, because y'all watch my shit. My profile's been associated with one of the hottest YouTubers in the past 6-7 years on this bitch, if not ever. And I can't get no more than 5 live viewers, y'all bitch asses. It's a grown nigga channel. I use grown nigga language. That man, I know that man. That man gave me permission directly to use this clip. Stay the fuck off this shit, man. If you ain't gonna pay it, just don't pay it. But don't get in my, don't fuck with my algorithm. All the time. How many times a nigga gotta try to build up an algorithm, and then when it start looking like it, y'all pick some random shit to put him right back down past negative. Let's make the nigga think he can't do it. Nigga, I've been talking all my motherfucking life because I've been quiet in private, watching and looking at niggas, seeing how they flaw, seeing that they know more than they words. I can't believe what you say because I know what you do. YouTube. Fuck out of here with this shit, man.